The head of the Torch Town Council approaches the weeping pond slowly. It's late, and it's dark, and her old joints don't move as well as they used to. There's a human woman sitting at the edge of the pond, hugging her knees and staring out into the murky pool, a longbow and quiver slung over her back. She glances part of the way up at Dolga, then turns her eyes back to the pool, staring into the darkness. With a grunt, Dolga sits herself down on the shore next to her companion. "No news, then?" The other doesn't respond. "It doesn't mean anything. They've overstayed the water breathing before. They're just busy, plugging away under there, saving the town." The woman's head dips. Dolga keeps talking, to fill the space, if nothing else. "They probably found a machine, you know. All those things are complicated. They can take time to deal with. I'm sure they'll return tomorrow." Still, there's no response. There's no reason to think they've come upon anything they couldn't handle. They're capable. Silence falls between them, and the two women stare at nothing, waiting for something. Just sit. The moon slides across the sky, and the barest hint of morning sun glows over the eastern horizon. Still, though, nothing. Dolga sighs. "If they don't come back, we'll go in after them. We'll find out what happened. We'll relight the torch. This isn't the end." This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only podcast that's standing on the rain-slick precipice of the climax of Fires of Creation, staring out into the infinite, purple-haired darkness. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
I can't speak over the resounding chills
Yeah,
I just got there, Sam. Heck!
Oh, man.
Also, this precipice is pretty slick, so
Watch your
Yeah,
step.
be
I don't
careful.
want to make any sudden movements.
Hold the railing if you can.
So I don't remember, but I don't think Nietzsche ever said that the darkness had any specific hair color. But
Oh, the darkness has purple hair.
I've heard that before.
It always does.
I had an uplifting thought that although we're taking an hour, we're going to wait an hour while Asher clears his gun, hopefully not interrupted. But Meyanda, being totally aware of us, used all these buffs that only last minutes per level, and jokes on her. She never expected us to kill the gargoyle and wait an hour. Ha-ha!
also, I believe over the break, Sam said that we're temporarily switching over to 5E rules so that we can all roll our hit dice and get that much health back during this short rest.
Sure, makes sense.
Dope, I'm going to roll 4d10. Wait, I didn't take any damage. Vargas, you roll all you want.
Just keep rolling, Vargas. Well, when last we left our heroes, they had journeyed back to the engineering deck deep below the mountain, had some time for introspection, discovered that Sandville's body was gone, and found their way over to the shrine area in the middle of the floor, where the gargoyle was waiting, convincingly pretending to be a statue. Vargas hurled himself across the room and punched the gargoyle, and then everybody joined him, and despite some difficulties, Asher's gun misfired, Vargas got knocked unconscious. All in all, it was a pretty clean fight. The Vargas went down, and that's where we find ourselves.
I think at this point we're legally not required to have a combat where Vargas doesn't get knocked unconscious.
It's the killing Kenny, but at least you aren't usually as blood spattered.
I would like to Scrooge McDuck into the pile of garbage in front of this horrific three-fingered claw.
As Brix does that, I think Kira will stand by the door and just kind of watch that. I'll say, yeah, I want to ready an action to, I don't know, be prepared if someone comes through. I'm imagining like the door opens and then it's Val, and then we accidentally attack her, and I don't want to do that, but also it seems unlikely. So yeah, I'll ready an action to just regular attack if the door opens. She is still staring at her
Val in a wig
arm
this entire time.
Well, rolling through this heaped up pile of offerings at the foot of the large claw made of garbage, Brixby finds 48 silver discs, a whole bunch of scrap and useless crap that doesn't look like anything of value, what appears to be a pair of darkened glasses, like eyeglasses that you would wear to correct your sight, but, like kind of like sunglasses, and 2 rolls of ion tape, another zip stick, a strange helmet, and a wand-like device, which I believe you've actually already identified as a med lance.
Does this med lance does it also have stuff in it? Like the other one that we got?
This one doesn't. The med lance is a small wand-like device with a reservoir in it. Basically, you can load any kind of potion or pharmaceutical up into it, and then you can administer it as a touch attack to any unwilling creature, or if it's a willing creature, then it's just a move action to administer a potion.
Cool.
I completely forgot that we had one of those.
Well, now we have 2, which is really sick and really, really just adds to Brix's crazy doctor persona
walking
that
around
he's got
with
going
two
on.
We should probably have both of those filled with potions and give them to people to use in combat.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that is definitely a good thing to do over the next hour. So those sunglasses and the helmet, was there anything else worth rolling on?
Those are the only things you need to roll on.
Alrighty. Are they engineering rolls or?
They are indeed.
Oh, sick. Very, very cool. So at this level, my knowledge engineering is a plus 11.
Yeah.
So let's go for it. With a 19, that's a 30 on my first roll. And my second roll was a much less cool 8, giving me a 19.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to give you is those sunglasses, which are very sleek and streamlined in appearance, are VMod goggles. The primary use for these goggles is to enhance vision via the application of a Vision Enhancement Module, or VMod. A pair of VMod goggles can be fitted with only one VMod at a time. Attaching a VMod is a standard action that provokes attacks of opportunity. VMod goggles consume charges only when a VMod is installed. The rate at which a VMod uses charges depends on the VMod installed. Now, these particular goggles are fitted with a black VMod. A black VMod enhances vision, and by blinking twice rapidly, the wearer can magnify what she's seeing. Blinking twice again restores normal vision. This grants a +2 competence bonus on all sight-based perception checks.
It's kind of cool.
Nice.
That's cool. That is really cool. And the fact that other things can go in there,
Yeah.
it's really cool. I'm kind of envisioning it like those red viewfinders that you can like stick circular discs into, even though I know it's way cooler than that.
It's,
It's a virtual boy.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Every time you use it, you have to roll for nausea.
Well, they are time-worn, so there's a little bit of risk.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, no.
That is way up Brixbo's alley.
Can you imagine what the side effects would be for a time-worn eyewear?
Oh, yeah. I love to think of the consequences of rolling 1 on some time-worn eyewear. All right, and the other thing was a weird helmet.
This helmet is a proximity helmet. It's an open-face blue polymer helmet, which includes a nylon strap and an adjustable tinted visor capable of hiding all but the wearer's mouth and chin. The interior of the tinted faceplate provides a heads-up display when activated. with each charge providing enough power to function for 1 hour of continuous use. During this time, the helmet's external motion sensors pick up any sudden movements and subtle visual clues, giving a wearer a +5 competence bonus to perception checks to notice moving targets within 60 feet. A secondary setting adds an audible alarm that creates a loud chirping sound near the wearer's ear whenever a small or larger corporeal creature approaches within 60 feet. Reduce this distance by 20 feet for each interposing closed door or interposing wall. The noise is loud enough to waken the wearer from sleep, but not loud enough to waken nearby sleepers.
That's cool.
Basically like a wearable alarm spell.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that is also time worn.
It is indeed.
Man. Oh boy. All right, cool.
I'm assuming we're giving all this to the character who gets to roll twice on time worn stuff.
Yeah, he's got a backpack now.
Yeah, I mean, I can whack it in the backpack. I kind of want to slap these cool freaking shades on, unless anybody else feels any way about them. Just for the fashion, really. You don't have to make them do anything cool. I just want the sunglasses.
Pod Against the Machine is sponsored by Oakley.
What does it look like the hand statue is made of?
It's made of chunks of scrap metal, much like Vargas's arm, except not adamantine. It's mostly glaucite or glaucite, whatever they found on the.
Okay, but
just
it is
lying
still
around.
sky metal. I was gonna say
Yeah.
he was thinking he was gonna try to start melting it with acid splash, but that's not really gonna do anything to glaucite.
Yeah. And Brixby, if you were putting on those glasses, why don't you give me a D100 roll?
Oh, yeah. Excellent. 2 of them. Oh, wait. Neither of that went into my... 38 is this first one. Didn't go into my dice tower, but I like to live dangerously. Ooh, and
Clearly.
91.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, the item functions normally and does not consume any charges.
Neat.
Dope.
So, how long wearing this until it consumes another charge? Just wondering.
Some of the VMods have specific amounts of energy they use. Let me just see.
I thought you said it only uses a charge when you're switching from one mod to another. Or did I
Oh,
misunderstand that?
No, the black VMods use 1 charge a day. So today is free.
Okay, cool.
Turning them on tomorrow, it'll use a charge for the whole day. So they last quite a while.
Oh, fun. Well, cool. And it seems they're both competence bonuses to our perception check, so wouldn't make sense for me to wear both of these. Anyhow.
Does it matter if it makes sense?
I mean, I do like rolling for time-worn items that are strapped to my head to see what happens. Nothing like me getting connered right before this.
Ouch.
Did anybody look at the thing that Sam said had like something floating above it, which I'm assuming is supposed to be like a hologram, but our guys don't know what a hologram is?
This guy?
That's
That
that.
thing?
Right
Yeah.
there?
You
We have
know,
not.
Vargas
No
is
one-
going to go stare at that.
Yeah, if you inspect that, it appears to be, on closer inspection, something kind of close to what popped up control room off the Habitat Dome once you turned power on. It's got kind of a
Oh, that showed us the picture of the ship.
yeah, like a diagram of the ship, and it looks like if you like stick your hands in it, it'll like zoom in on pieces, and you can stretch them out, and it sort of
Yeah, he ain't
gives you a
doing
view
that.
of all this.
Star Trek.
It's very Tony Stark kind of computer deal, like with the floating hologram that you can touch.
He will call quietly over to Brixby. Just be like, Brixby, and kind of motion him over. This looks more like it's something down your alley than mine.
All right, Brix will wander over, push up his sunglasses. Wonder if there are 14 other Connor Baines and all of these other things that are lining the walls that look a lot like what we got him out of it. And then examine this hologram.
Yeah, he comes to much the same conclusion. It looks like it's kind of a status display for the ship. Can be used to monitor the different locations. It looks like maybe there was some communications aspect to it that is completely disabled at this point. Either the machine is broken or something.
Can we gain any information from this? Like, while anything is, if anything is functioning or not functioning, or even like what the inside of like the next room looks like, or like anything?
I mean, you can get the shape of the room, and you can see that there's a reactor in there. It doesn't have a live status on the reactor. It doesn't look like it actually is getting any live information from elsewhere in the ship, so it just has like the sort of general model. And the room appears to be a hemisphere and then sort of a squished hemisphere on the other side of it, so instead of completing the circle, the back half is smaller and holds the reactor.
Briggs will share that information. As it comes to surprise no one, beyond these giant dramatic double doors is the reactor and our goal.
I think as he approaches, by now I'm assuming it's been, 4 minutes? So Kira's shield spell has faded. She's still staring at her hand, just kind of doing one of the flippy over things. And when Brixby comes up, she'll say, "You know how sometimes when you remember and we go into a dangerous place, you do that thing and it makes you harder to hit?"
Yeah. Not very familiar. I've only cast it once. But I am starting to learn a bit about arcane protections.
How did you do it?
You see, the past 2 days have been an interesting journey of self-discovery. Words, letters, symbols that have popped up around me for seemingly half of my life are now just starting to make sense. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I'm not as much of a natural at this as, say, he looks over at Vargas quickly, is.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. And she'll look at Vargas, and then look at Vargas's arm, and then she'll look at her arm, look back. Well, this is different, but maybe the same? I guess we don't really have time to talk about it right now, but if it can help us, I'll try and figure it out.
This is the first time, then. I'm unsure about what to be surprised about you three at this point. You all seem to have new skills and abilities every time I go into combat with you.
Well, so do you, right?
Yeah, no, I'm guilty as charged. Got these cool shades, too. New rat, new me. So, but seriously, this is new for you. Never cast a spell before.
I don't think I can. My mom knows some spell casting, but I've never learned any.
My mom too, oddly enough. Though her magic isn't like mine, I think. Maybe it's something in the blood, you know. He looks up at her with like a really inspecting glance, like he's narrowing his eyes behind his shades. Blinking twice, like that's going to give him any insight as to why Kira is more magical. Enhance.
Did that work?
No. I could see Kingsley quite well. He looks so dashing this morning.
Well, thanks for trying.
Not to make light of it, though. I'm interested to hear more about where you think these powers might have come from, if you haven't had them before. Well, today.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that had never happened before. Everything. I guess I should start taking notes.
Yes, this torch doesn't just change metal. It changes people. With that, he gets kind of quiet. Starts to look at the door a little bit more.
As Brixby's looking over this imposing black door, he does notice that it appears to be locked with a white key card.
My old nemesis.
That is disheartening.
Well, this wasn't the only point of access to this room, right? There's like another one in the main lunchroom to the back of, right? It seemed like there were 2 doors into the place where she was.
No, there's no other
Negative.
door in that you know of, at least.
Shoot.
Well, we'd know with the schematic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the schematic will confirm that. Like, there are some rooms south of you, but no other access into that back room.
Does the schematic show any other way of like the robot room connecting and stuff? We were nervous about that possibility.
I mean, it looks like there are doors to the south, over near where Brixby's standing, that head down to the 2 rooms to the south of you guys, and then there's another thin corridor that connects all the way back to the lobby. So those are the only 2 ways into those 2 rooms.
Well, do we want to maybe tape this door and then just hide outside this one and wait for her to open it?
Is she gonna open it?
And just press the like unlock door button on the table.
Probably in like
Siri,
another
open door.
2 or 3 hours, I'm guessing, because it's still like even after fixing Asher's gun, it's probably still only like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, if that.
What if she has like a store of food in there and she just stays forever?
Well, we know she comes out to give her sermon, which I'm assuming she does in this room because this is where the big holy hand is.
Yeah, and they said she's pretty devout about that, right? So
Yeah.
presumably the murder of her gargoyle wouldn't.
So we could just like hide outside the door and beat her up when she walks through.
Pulling the old Hetwath sucker punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would all like to ready to punch her in the
Right in the
face.
face.
The 4 of us standing in different locations around the door.
Yeah, Brucey's just on Kira's shoulder and they both have their arms.
I was gonna say, you gotta punch in the knee.
No, you gotta pee in her square so you get the sneak attack on the punch.
Ah, yes, that's true. This is, so
Unless you want to go hunt for a white key card, which
yeah, or burn black epic charges trying. Because it's possible, right? It's just that I'd have to roll insanely high, and I didn't the last like 4 or 5 times I used it.
We're a higher
and
level now.
you can't take 20 on
Yeah,
that
that
because
is
it uses a consumable, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What do you max out on disabled device with the +1 from the epic?
So let's see. With the +1 from the epic, so I have a 10 before I add anything on there. So +1 from the epic makes that a +11. So I could max out at 31.
Okay, I'm just checking if you can even pick this.
We forgot to loot the gargoyle. He's had the white key card. He could be able to get in and out of that
The
room,
whole
right?
time.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he has to be, right? So he goes back and just paws at the door until she opens it.
He couldn't even whimper. Oh, it's so sad.
So it is definitely possible to pick that lock for Brixby. We'll say
Got
that.
that sky metal.
I do not like how deep you had to go into reading to figure out if that was possible or not. It feels very like, oh yeah, it's a DC 30. You could roll a 19.
Well, because there is that penalty for it being a lower. So even if it's only a DC 25 or whatever, because you don't have the right color epic, that makes it more difficult.
Oh, that is correct.
And is
Yes.
black 2 levels under or 1 level under? What's higher, black or brown?
1.
It's brown, black, white,
Blue?
question mark.
Okay.
Then probably nothing. White's probably the last one.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, do we want Bricks to waste some charges trying to open this door while Asher is doing the thing, just unlock the door? Because it seems like our only other plan is to,
Find the key.
see if the robot room has a white key. Otherwise, we're going to have to leave this floor.
Yeah, that... I don't think Kira's keen
Sounds
to do
great.
that.
Let's,
I think at this point, she's like, let's go inside. I will smash open the door if I have to. Which I'm assuming isn't possible.
That's well. Adamantine gets through
I'm
hardness.
trying to think. So, from what we've seen, it's if there is a card, which maybe I'm putting too much video game logic into this, but I'm thinking this is the second thing we found that takes one. So I'm assuming there is one somewhere. It's either in the leprosy room or with the robots, because those are so far the only two places we know of, and we have a map now that we haven't been to.
Yeah, I guess we didn't super search Plant Friend Room. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, true. Plant Friend Room.
But, I mean, and then, yeah. Or if there's another floor to go to, too.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, because there was food
Yeah.
quarters and docking quarters, right?
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we went straight for engineering
Yeah.
because we probably rightfully assume that this is here. So, yeah, I mean, there is a chance that it could be in a variety of places. But Sam did bring up Sky Metals, and I have two. I keep forgetting that I have Sky Metals. I never play games with hero points or Sky Metals. What is the bonus on a skill roll with one of those?
It's +4.
+4. Okay. I mean, that would bring my jobby up to a +15, which would make rolling a little bit less. Let's burn a little charge. Let's give it a
We
try.
gotta
Does anybody object?
Try once,
Brix
right?
does that, holds them up and makes the noise. All right, I'm gonna roll it in.
Sorry, the only thing I was going to say is I'm not objecting. I just don't know. Will it stay unlocked while we do stuff, or should we wait until we're ready to go in, not do it while he's fixing his gun?
Almost all of these thus far have not opened after me unlocking them. That's correct, right, Sam? It hasn't just zoomed open every time, right?
Right, it goes unlocked, but you don't know if it just
Yeah.
stays unlocked until opened or if there's a reset.
True.
Right.
Oh, that is that there would be so sad.
I
Would
also,
be the worst.
So could we just wait until
I
we're ready?
kind of assumed we were doing this after Asher's gun was fixed. I thought we were already at the end of the hour.
Yeah, I thought we were close. That's why Bixby was just
Yeah.
toying with it. But do we want to tape that door shut? Are we gonna use do we want to use a little bit of that ion tape? We just found more. I don't see why we shouldn't put a strip on there or whatever.
Do it.
I mean, it feels like the robots were mentioned, so it probably would be a good idea to make sure that they're not going to burst into the fight.
Yeah.
But at least delay them.
Totally.
Yeah. Carol, go and make a heart shape with tape, because that seems pretty that's those curves shouldn't be too problematic there. I think sealing the door effectively. I know a lot about sealing doors with tape, and you can do it with a heart.
Yeah, once you run the zip stick or run the tape over the door, you can use the zip stick to make it a solid seal.
Yay.
And then
What's that?
that was
Solid
liquid
seal?
seal, actually.
So, excellent seal noise. I loved it.
Thanks, I'm nervous AF. So, yeah. AF stands for Air Force, by the way.
Nervous Air Force, which is probably the worst kind of Air
Yeah,
Force.
it's not a great Air Force.
Honestly.
That's what I mean. I'm like a jittery pilot. It's a saying. People say it.
Also, with all the musical references we always make, your first go-to was that, and not to start singing "Kiss from a Rose."
No. I was gonna, but I felt like we moved on from it, so
And it's never
the world
stopped us
wasn't
before.
ready for There we go. It's there. Seal, don't sue us for that very noticeable rendition of your song. So Brixby does that over and over until the hour finishes. Just, I think I'll call this one "Kiss from a Rose." Yeah, I like it.
All right, and the hour does pass quietly. Nobody comes out. I say quietly. There is still the loud humming constantly in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But you are undisturbed.
Is everyone cool if I just take a whack at this? He points towards the giant double doors.
By all means, Asher says, stowing the auto grapnel and loading his pistol, now repaired, with a regular cartridge, not adamantine.
All right. not so good, folks. Rolled an 8 plus the 15 there for a 23.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
All right.
All right. Still got 4 charges on here. Do you guys want me to try one more time? Or what do y'all want to do?
I think at least I would vote for it one more time.
Yeah, one more. Give it a
Seems
mulligan.
like a worthy cause.
Come on.
Hey!
There we go. I rolled a 17 for 32.
Very nice.
Oh my god, I just got so nervous.
Was it nice
DC
enough to open
30.
the door? Oh,
Yes.
The door clicks. The way is unlocked.
Oh, you know what? Just as a quick heads up to everybody at home, to be totally honest, because 15 included my Sky Medal bonus, that means I've used both my Sky Medals. Just putting that out there in case anybody is watching me at home. Because I wouldn't have made that without it. So I'm glad I used
There
them.
you go.
Anywho, just take those off my sheet.
I'm sure you won't need them for any other reason.
Well, I've made it through every fight forgetting about them to this point,
be
Sam,
fine.
so might as well. Brix will turn back to the crew without a... he would like to play it cool, but he is pretty impressed with himself. He takes his glasses off, fogs them a bit, cleans it on his shirt, pushes it back up. Ah, yeah, piece of cake. Just had to get rid of 2 almost priceless consumable Sky Medals there. But yeah, the door's open.
Piece of cake is one of my favorite flavors of GooTube.
do sky metals exist in universe? Like,
Just extremely shiny coins.
do something cool. They just like come down from the sky with like noise. And
The
sky
Tooth
metal
Fairy
comes down.
situation. Okay, so door's open. Or
The
unlocked.
door's unlocked.
Unlocked, not opened yet. So, do we want to do a thing where maybe... He looks at both Vargas and then to Kira. You two stand here in front of the doors. And Asher and I are either behind you or in the wings. I also know that you just took a thorough trouncing, so if you prefer to be in the second string, Vargas, I can do my bit up front.
No, I'm good to go.
Me too.
So 1 hour and some stuff down on my mage armor of the day of 4 hours, but I am now going to cast shield on myself as well. And he'll look to Kira and go, when I do this, it looks a bit more like... And he traces a circular kind of shape in front of him that begins to shimmer. But yeah, I think it's about the same.
She will stare at him for a while and then look back down at her hands and then also try the circle thing and nothing happens. Well, so much for that. And I think that I was like kind of like, I guess it doesn't work all the time. And as she shrugs, her arm starts to glow again and will also cast shield. And she's like, oh wait, it does. I should take some lessons on this.
And as they cast those, Vargas rolls his shoulders and his right arm just drops, like falls partway apart to the ground as he casts long arm on himself.
I'd like to think that always startles the rest of us. Because, like, we're all just getting ready, and then it's just this, like...
I imagine it looking like it's falling apart. Because, like, nothing actually, no part of it actually, like, stretches. It all just kind of, like, loosens, and that's why it's longer. Because, like, the individual pieces are, like, hanging instead of next to each other. Like a
It's a little
slinky opening.
Okay, were you appropriately buffed?
Since Asher brought the gargoyle down to 0, that gets his grit point back, so he is
Nice.
ready to rock and roll.
Are we opening this door?
So I should
Please.
probably switch places with Bricks, right? I should be right there.
Yeah, I'm going to stand behind you.
I'd be so annoyed if this room is...
Yeah, this would be so lame if this room was empty. God, like, Brix is...
Yeah, especially since long arm only lasts 4 minutes.
I know. We'll have to sprint somewhere else.
I think Brix, right before Vargas reaches up to open the door, he'll put his hand on his, I guess, thigh. It's weird, but, just reaches up to stop him and says, now everybody, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here. Trust me. And with that, he reaches into his pouch and pulls out what looks like an eyelash and crushes it in his hand, and then he's gone.
Hey, Vargas will stare at the spot he was for 6 rounds exactly.
Oh, I'm still here. No, it's my level 2 spell, invisibility. Yeah.
Is it 6 rounds? How long is invisibility last? I'm trying to remember. I think
It's
of vanish.
minute per
Invisibility's
level.
minutes.
Nice.
Okay.
Minutes
I might be
per
thinking of
level,
vanish.
So I got 4 minutes on this.
Okay.
Yeah. No, vanish is the round thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, so that's the same as my arm. Okay. Yeah, so then Vargas will turn back around, nod to Kira, and open the door.
Also, I put my rapier away. Just saying that real quick.
As the door opens,
Hey, it's Sandra.
you're greeted with panels of blinking lights and machinery lining the walls of this chamber. But the true spectacle here is the massive machine of metal that looms against the far wall, sitting on a 10-foot high platform. 2 immense cylinders of pulsing violet light throb at the machine's core, while above a thinner cylinder extends up through the ceiling. Ladders to the north and south provide access to the machine's platform, while at the center, a smaller machine with several metal spikes protruding from its heart extend from the larger one. The entire room vibrates with a roaring thunder, and the air feels strangely alive, almost as if it were vibrating as well. Sitting on the raised platform towards the back of the room, near the north ladder, is a pale woman with long purple hair and strange white eyes. She stares down at the lot of you as the door opens, seemingly imperturbed, and on the platform next to her is the face-down corpse of Sanville Tret. By all appearances, she has the blade on the end of a spiked gauntlet on her hand dug into the back of his neck. She straightens her posture a bit when she sees the lot of you enter the room, though, and picks up a strange-looking pistol that had been sitting on her lap. Her voice has an odd, lifeless affect to it. I'm just gonna pop a picture of her up on the screen.
Wow, she is so friggin' cyberpunk, and is she an android?
Yeah, that's
Is she like a cyborg or an android?
VV hot.
Brixby doesn't know what one of those are, but man,
+1 artwork. Go team.
yeah, that's cool. She is cyberpunk as heck.
Okay, so she's got like half her head shaved. In the little picture, it looked like she was bald, and I'm like, what do you mean purple hair? She doesn't have hair.
No, she's got the undercut, because that is how you do cyberpunk.
It's
Cool.
I mean, that's a little more dramatic than just an undercut. For the audience at home, the entire left side of her head is completely shaved.
And she does have these sort of, and it's hard to see from far away because they're like super thin, but she does have these pink tattoos that are just like lines all along her head and going down her neck that actually kind of look like Kira's tattoos.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we can't kill her. Kira wants to be her new friend, so sorry, team.
But as she turns to the lot of you, she says quite simply and emotionlessly over the thrumming of the machine, "Is this man one of yours?"
Brix is gonna take a second, just hate crosses his face for a second, and then it fades. And he looks to his left and says, "Hey, look, Asher. Found you a new gun. Let's go get it."
You should not have come. Why do you interfere?
Vargas is gonna motion at that big machine and say, that thing behind you, is that the torch?
This thing behind me is an Androphin reactor of immense power. It doesn't concern you.
Yes, it does. It powers the whole town. You're hurting people. You are ruining lives. That's why we're here. You have to stop.
I cannot stop. The power is required by the Lord of Rust himself. Your town is nothing.
Oh, You mean your little headache box topside? Yeah. No, it's not doing what you think it's doing anymore. So, whatever you've got going on down here besides mutilating corpses is all in vain.
And she stands up, pulling the spike out of the back of Sandville's head, which sends some small plastic item tinkling through the air and bouncing down the ladder to the floor. She's holding the gun in one hand and looking out at all of you, and she says, "You don't understand what's going on here. I am not your enemy. I never have been. I work at the direction of a god. What is going on here is as far beyond you as you are beyond the insects."
Funny you should say that, because we've done some digging and some research, and it looks like nobody's heard of your so-called Lord of Rust, except for the people who, well, they won't be joining you in this fight because they are rather indisposed. You ask if Sandville is one of ours, and the answer is no. But everyone up there in this town, they are one of ours. And if you think this power is beyond us to understand, well, then these insects will sting you until you are no longer a threat to us.
Vargas will take a step forward and say, "You say you're here under the direction of a god, this Lord in Rust. Well, we're here under the direction of a god as well, the Lord in Iron. And last I checked, iron is stronger than rust."
That she almost cracks a smile on her almost plastic-looking face. And she shakes her head and raises the gun, pointing it at Vargas, and says, "The Lord Helion is present on Golarion. You speak of the old gods, the faraway gods who care nothing for what happens here. But Helion is rising. Helion will control this world. He will save those of us who are worthy of being saved, and those who blaspheme against him, they will burn."
From what I understand, the track records of gods promising things and following through hasn't been very good since Eridan. Brixby will step behind Vargas. Now, are we gonna talk? Or are we gonna take that thing out of your hand? I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna just start casting.
And I would say it is time to roll for initiative.
That's fair.
I want to turn on like a Broadway soundtrack in the background because it's less stressful that way. Oh, and there's one. Cool, that's a natural 1. This bodes well.
So what's that total?
That's a 6. Ooh, this is
All right.
rough. Okay.
Vargas got a whole 2 better than last time. He's got a natural 3 for a 5.
Good start, good start. How about Brixby?
Come on, Bricks.
I rolled in the old roll 20 and 19 on the die, plus my 3 gives me a 22. I'm very ready. I'm very angry.
And how about Asher?
Last combat, which admittedly didn't go the best for me, I rolled an 18 on the dice. I rolled a 19 on the dice this time for a 23.
Very nice. And it looks like Meyanda is going first. You hate to see it. She is going to raise her gauntleted hand to the holy symbol, which does indeed look like a weird stylized U, but it kind of looks like a mechanical claw now that you actually see one kind of up close. and she mutters a prayer to Hellion. The holy symbol glows, and a beam of searing light shoots out directly at Vargas. That is a 21 versus flat-footed.
Yeah, that is a hit. I'm guessing it's probably flat-footed touch too, right? Not even regular.
Yeah, I think so. And that's a lot of damage.
Oh, no.
That is 22 damage on the searing light.
Glad I healed.
22.
22 damage.
Yeah, we off-air
Yikes.
healed, expending the last 2 charges of the wand, and that probably saved his life.
Yeah.
Okay.
It at least kept me up. I would have been unconscious without those 2 wand uses.
22 is fine.
And after that beam of light burns its way through Vargas, she says, "It's not too late. Return to your town. Retrieve the power relay for me and interfere no longer. Advise the rest of the fools in your town they are not to enter the hill. Prostrate yourselves before the one true Lord of Rust. Do these things, and I will plead for mercy at the altar of my God on your behalf." And Asher is up.
So there was a lot of different steps of instruction, but I stopped listening when you said interfere no longer. And he steps into the room 5 feet, 10 feet, then northeast 5 feet. And this will be a knowledge local on her humanoidness.
I think it's engineering. No, it's
That's
local.
fine.
It's local, never mind.
Oh, engineering was a better bonus.
Just confirm for us if Plastic Face earlier didn't, that she's definitely an android.
A 21.
21 will tell you that this is indeed an android.
Cool.
And
Dope.
she appears to be a divine spellcaster. It looked like that was a legitimate use of a holy symbol to cast a divine spell. Let's see, what did you say your total was?
21.
So you can get 1 question.
This may feel like a waste, but it's hard for me to tell because she's an android. So I would like to know her alignment.
She
Because if she's just like some crazy chaotic neutral person, then I don't want to waste my evil. I guess she's a boss,
Hey.
so it's not a waste.
I mean, you nailed it. She is chaotic neutral.
Wow. Could she do something really heinous so that I could get that smite evil bonus against her? That'd be like really cool.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
she shot a laser at Vargas, but that's about it.
That's fair.
She jammed a gauntleted blade into somebody's third vertebrae prior to us walking into the room. I would like to think that corpse manipulation has some effect on people's
Morality.
alignments.
Well, knowing that, then Asher will not expend his use of Smite Evil, which is a bummer. But he'll instead use that swift action again to focus aim, and gonna fire his gun. It's a gun off.
It's a gun off. Have a gun off.
We're gonna go back to the beginning, rolling the portal dice here for this first shot against Moana. It's good. It's a natural 16, giving the 25 against her android touch.
25 will definitely hit.
That is going to be a D8 plus 4. And minimum damage for 5. How effective does that look?
That looks like it goes through. She doesn't appear to have any damage reduction.
Dope. Bonus question. Alright, that was his move and his standard. And a swift.
And we are around to Invisible Brixby.
He will become visible as he extends his fingers towards Meyanda and lets fire some rays of scorching ignition, scorching fire, scorchy rays that scorch. So I'm going to make a little touch attack, ranged touchy here. All right, that's a 19 versus touch.
That will definitely hit her. Flat-footed touch. She is flat-footed because you were invisible a second ago.
Yay.
Absolutely. And that flat-footed is great because that adds 2d6 to my 2d6. So I'm going to roll the 2d6 fire damage first. That's 9. Wow. Rocks. And then the sneakies follow. 3 less rocks. So that's going to be 12 in total.
12 in total. That's a big chunk. She doesn't look happy about that.
That's it for Brexpo's turn right there.
All right. That is going to take us over to the turn of this delightful flying friend who all of us may remember.
Yeah, that's the Bad Touch 9000, whatever that thing was.
Yep. The world famous Bad Touch 9000 is going to fly out from behind one of the tubes on this reactor, and it is going to look around a little bit, try to make a decision, and plop itself down next to Asher.
Oh no.
And it's going to go for the Slammeroonie. That's a natural 1. It will not successfully slam Asher.
He looks down at his sticker and says, "Nice try."
There it is. All right, we are around to Kira.
Just step up to our robot friend, whom we all remember from before. And do we want to? Yeah, it's fine. Kira's still looking at purple-haired lady, who, again, super attractive, but also very evil. So, like, you know, those things cancel out probably. And like almost starts like breathing a little heavier as she goes into a rage, and she's looking at now the robot thing, but talking to this other woman. You took everything from me. And she will roll. Nope, she will swing with a greatsword. I will roll. That's a 2, so I'm pretty sure even with all of the things, it's not going to make a difference. Let's try it out. Okay, hang on. 2 plus 8 plus 1. 11?
And 11's not going to do it.
Yeah, okay. Fair. All right, so there we go. Here we go, team.
All right, and we are to the bottom of the first round with Vargas.
Okay, Vargas is going to measure this one more time to make sure that he can get opposite. Here, this is set to measure for. Okay, yeah, it's storing 10 feet for that. But it's not.
Well, keep in mind that that's a 10-foot high platform.
Oh,
that
yeah.
the machine is on.
I'm just trying to think.
Brixby is in Asher's square, isn't he? So.
No, I'm in Vargas's square.
Yeah, he's in mine.
Oh. Never mind.
Going from this square to this square, would that provoke because I'm walking through a...
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, I'm gonna risk it.
All right, it will
to
take
get
a
into
swing.
that position.
That is a 22.
That is a hit.
All right, that is 5 damage.
Right.
And it's got a free attempt to grab you. That's a 14 versus your CMD.
I have a 17 CMD, so I'm good.
All right, you are not grabbed at this time.
Then I'm going to swift action, use another arcane pull point, and take a single melee attack against it. 15 on the die, plus 7, so that's definitely, I'm assuming, going to be a hit. 22.
Yeah, 22 hits.
Yep. And my arm is adamantine now, unlike the last time we fought one of these.
That will come in handy.
Only rolled a 2 on the die, though, so that will be 6 damage.
All right, and it all punches right through the hardness, thanks to that adamantine goodness.
And just want to see what type of action this is. It currently isn't... Oh, no, as a standard action. Yes. so I can't do that right now. If I live one more round, I might be able to do something to help my health slightly. So that's the end of his turn. Actually, he'll say free action. He'll say, call over to Asher. Focus on her. We'll take care of this thing.
And she's going to grin and light up her holy symbol once more, and then she's going to throw down a burst of absolutely deafening noise right between. She can actually get all four of you. So she's going to throw it down and let her robot feel the pain. So I'm going to need fortitude saves from everyone as you all take 6 damage.
Is this a spell or spell-like ability? I assume it is.
This is indeed a spell.
Alright, cool.
So do we take the 6 regardless of the fortitude save?
Yeah, the 6 is regardless of save.
Then Vargas is down, so I'm assuming the save doesn't matter. But if it does, it is... Oh wow, I got a +7. So it's a 20 for the save, but he's unconscious either way.
Well, the good news is you saved.
Yay.
How about my 12, Sam?
12 will fail, so Brixby is stunned.
Excellent. Love not being able to do anything.
15 plus 11. So I assume, aside from whatever we're about to get into, Kira's fine.
Yeah, 15 plus 11, that's going to save. And how about Asher?
Same total, 17 plus 9 for a 26.
All right, so you were not stunned, but she did manage to basically, at least temporarily, take 2 people out in 1 turn. Things are going great, and Asher is up.
Yeah, Asher sees Vargas fall and feels a twinge of regret because he'd like to heal him, but knows that Meyanda could just nuke all of us if we don't take her down. So the ringing in his ears subsides. I mean, this is a guy who fires loud explosive objects all the time, so this spell doesn't bother him too much. He's going to take a 5-foot step to the north, reloading as he does, super black powdery, and burn another grip point to focus his aim again on this droid. And that is going to be a 21 again against touch.
21 will hit touch.
Rolling a d8 plus 4. 4 on the dice for 8.
8 damage total.
Indeed.
Alright, that's fun. That's nice.
Yeah, I know. She could do like 25. Do my best, Sam.
Alright, and that takes us to Brixby. Sadly, Brixby doesn't get a turn. I don't think you even get purely mental actions. That takes us up to our dear friend, the Collector Robot, who doesn't seem to be offended in the least that it was just sound bombed by its own boss, and it's gonna go for the old double slammaroony on Kira. So
You sure it doesn't charge, man?
slam number 1 is only an 11 to hit.
Not gonna do it.
But slam number 2 is 13.
Also will not do it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna underline that Izzy is mean.
I did literally. That was the kindest I have ever been.
It's in my notes. It says you're mean. You're mean for having AC. And it's your turn.
I'll
You should
allow it.
probably hold to make up for it.
No, thanks. Yeah, just gonna swing again at this flying robot. With a different dice this time, that's fine. That's a 7. Plus, let's see, so 8, 18. 18? Does an 18 hit?
And 18 will hit the Collector Robot.
Great. And roll. Let's see, 6 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. Math.
That is a big, big hit. It is sputtering and bouncing around. If it had blood, it would be bloodied, but it's a robot, so no luck there.
It's oily.
Fight is so much easier when we have adamantine weapons.
Fair, that is true.
Yeah.
I'll remember that from that backup.
Vargas is going to do something really stupid and decide to do on this turn what he was going to do last turn, even though it's going to put him in a position where he could very easily be killed. So first, he's going to use his Broken Not Beaten ability to take 1 more point of damage, putting him at -3, in order to wake back up, which will give him a single move or standard action. He will then use his standard action to use an ability he hasn't bothered to use yet because it's based on his hit die, and he's only got 4 right now. But for the next 10 minutes, he gets 4 temporary hit points, thanks to his Arisen trait, putting me at 1 health.
Wow.
And that is his turn. He is laying on the ground at 1 health.
We'll take
All
it.
right. And we are back up to Meyanda. Whether or not she's noticed Vargas coming back to life, her eyes are fixed on Asher. And she cocks her head to the side like she's trying to understand something. And then she raises her weird gun. And she points it at him. She's just gonna take a shot. Just a little shot-a-roo.
Spring out of the way.
Is it time worn? I want to see that D100.
It's actually not time-worn. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And that...
Also, I want it.
That's a 22 to hit versus touch.
Yes. It does hit my touch AC.
Minimum damage. That's going to be 3 fire damage.
Okay.
I just have a question for you. Does that look like it all goes through?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he takes that fire damage.
Just making sure there was no weird Asher stuff going on.
I mean, what kind of weird stuff would it be?
Doesn't have any kind of like energy resistance or anything.
This shrinks. What are you? Oh my god.
And it is Asher's turn.
Asher just kind of free action pats the embers off of his armor and will reload and fire right back at her. He is going to use his last grip point to focus aim again. And only rolled a 2 on the dice for an 11 against touch. That's gotta miss.
Yeah, that will miss. And not only does it miss, but she does a totally creepy, like, robot, just move her head out of the way without moving any of the rest of her body thing. And then moves her head back into position. So it's very, unnerving.
No, thank you.
Almost burned a sky metal, but I'm like, touch. It's fine. Mark another gold and a silver down for the Halich.
And the good news is, Brixby gets a turn this round.
Oh, could you just
yay.
kill
That
her?
would be great.
Well, God. A lot of pressure here, guys. Well, because I was stunned, I dropped everything I was holding. So, move action, I'm going to pick up that Wand of Magic Missile. And, I'm going to go for it. He's going to... See if this is a spell component. Nope, not going to reach into his pouch. He's just going to motion and chant a few words and disappear again.
Poof goes the rat.
And that's my turn. Move action, pick up the wand. Standard action, vanish.
Alright. And the collector robot is up once more. I'm just going to roll a perception to see if it notices that Vargas is conscious. Let's see, that's an 18. I don't know what I'd be rolling
I was
against.
going to say, is this like an opposed roll? Can I roll bluff or something?
Yeah, why don't you roll bluff?
To look down.
Okay, with my -4 bluff, let's see if I can roll a d20 and beat an 18.
He just says aloud, I'm unconscious.
I'm gonna say you do have the circumstance bonus of already being lying on the ground with your eyes closed.
Okay, I was gonna say, because otherwise the highest I can roll is 16, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a plus 10 on the roll, because it has no reason to think you woke up.
So I rolled a 15, so with my -4, that's an 11, with plus 10, it's a 21.
Alright, so it doesn't know that Vargas is up. And it's just gonna keep hitting Kira. Or failing to hit Kira.
Yeah, bring it
So that is a 13.
Yep.
And slam number 2. Ah, that is a 12. This is dumb.
I really want to use the shield spell. But also, I should stop saying that. Stop it.
Alright, it's your turn.
Great. Yep, same thing. Swinging out the great sword. Okay, that's a 6. Oh, which might still be okay with various bonuses. 7, 10, 17.
17 will hit.
7 plus 9, 16 points. No? Yes.
Alright, why don't you narrate the destruction of the collector robot?
Kira is not quite herself as she is raging in front of this robot that she remembers having kept her friends and her in a cave for hours just the other day. She has seen Vargas go down. She's seen this lady attack all of her other friends. And so swings the sword over her, and as she does, her arm glows purple again. Like a flare underneath the shield, just a little brighter. And she brings the blade down and smooshes the robot into tiny, sparkly pieces. But sparky in the electricity way and not glitter, because this robot is not befitting of glitter. So, ha, vanquished. I don't know. I got nervous at that last part.
No, it's a low blow to not be befitting of glitter.
Well, I mean, just listen, it's been a long couple days. Not everyone can have glitter.
Truly. Alright, it's Vargas's turn. He is conscious with his temporary HP. A very dangerous position.
So, Vargas, seeing that thing go down, is going to hop up as his move action. And let me just see. As a swift action, then, he is going to use 2 of his 3 remaining arcane points to activate the spell recall ability that he gained at this level, which will allow him to recast one spell he's already cast today. In his case, he is going to recast Bladed Dash. And since he has 10 feet of reach thanks to Long Arm, he should, and you can tell me if I can do that. Oh wait, does that count as 50? Mark that down as a curse. That counts as I'm 15 feet away from her, aren't I? Because it's a diagonal.
Yeah.
Or is that still...
Do you get movement with Bladed Dash, though?
And she's also 10 feet up on a platform.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to be able to hit her, unfortunately. But he is going to use that to dash 30 feet out of this room in a straight line.
And Vargas abandons the party.
And he'll yell out, Brixby, if you get a chance, throw me the gun. And he means you know that he means the healing gun that he's been refusing to use up until this point. And that is his turn.
Alright, and we are back around to Meyanda once more. And she's still, got her eyes locked on Asher.
I have that effect on people.
And she, once again, almost smiles. And she says, "What are you?" And then she's gonna fire with deadly aim this time.
No, don't kill him. We'll never know.
That's a natural 19. So, yeah, I think that's gonna hit.
I mean, yes, it does. I'll save the math.
Why would she ask that question and then fire?
That's gonna be 11 fire damage as a beam of just superheated air with a glob of melted metal in the center of it splatters into Asher. And even though her face betrays basically no emotion, she looks pretty satisfied with herself. And it is Asher's turn.
That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. And channeling Filter, the band, he will try and have a nice shot man himself. And reload. It's out of grit, but he isn't out of sky metals. So I'm going to throw sky metal on here to really hope to hit. Because what else is he going to do other than stand there and get melted? Orange Creamsicle, I would like you to roll a natural 20, please. No, it is a 16 on the dice, so that's a 29 against touch with the sky metal.
That will hit.
3 plus 1 for 4.
Alright.
It's
You're definitely hurting her. But
with a swift action,
robots are strong.
because he hasn't swifted this turn, now that he's out of grit, he's going to lay on hands himself. Because I know I can do that. Maximum 6 points of healing.
Nice. And we are back up to Invisible Brixby's turn.
So Brixby was just requested for aid, but he just made himself invisible for a limited period of time, has one last shooty blasty spell, so he's going to shout off to Vargas, hopefully in a language that Agora might understands. I'm on my way to heal you, hopefully after I do some damage with this. Just going to take a 5-foot step to the northeast into Kira's square, and standard action, become visible as he levels his hand again and lets off a scorching ray. Flat-footed and the other one touch. Yeah, or flat-footed touch.
9. The shot will go wide.
Ooh. And so, using his remaining move action, he will pull the nanite gun off of his belt pouch. But that's it. That's all he can do. So now he's standing there, visible, nanite gun in one hand, wand in the other.
And Kira is up.
Okay. I feel like I'm about to really embarrass myself, but boss fight, now is the time. She's 10 feet up. I can't hit her even with reach weapon. Okay, so Kira's going to move forward, and as she does... No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move forward and then drop Greatsword, and then pull out one Pilum? I don't know. I've had this weapon on me since last summer and have never used it because I have a greatsword, but I don't have any of the ranged weapons, so, we're gonna see what happens. Questions, comments, concerns before I do
critic.
this.
It's fine.
Yeah, cool. Will do. Alright, so that is... I don't even, what kind of damage does this do? There it is. Okay. That's not gonna do it. Although I am still raging. So that's going to be 6 plus 7, 13 to hit.
13 is not gonna hit.
Okay, so there's just a pointy thing just laying by her, and Kira's standing closer than she is now. I should stand here.
Standing at the... if you're standing directly in front of her there, you would be able to hit her with a reach weapon. It would just be kind of awkward. You'd get, a cover bonus. Or you can climb the ladder there.
Okay, did not realize there was a ladder. But yeah, I'll move to... No, I won't move to stand in front. If I move to stand in front of her and she's on a ledge, does Asher's partial cover for me?
She's 10 feet up, so that you're not covering her.
Yeah, your
very
sticker
tall.
says tallest.
Right.
You're not 10 feet tall.
Okay, so then I'm going to use that last chunk of movement and stand here. Is that squeezing? Does that work?
Yeah, that works fine.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. Vargas is up once more.
I was hoping, but he had to take that 5 foot. I was gonna say I was hoping he would toss the thing and I could grab it off the ground. 'Cause I was just thinking,
it's like a standard. Because even if I was looking at it, it's just like it is on my belt pouch, which is cool,
Yeah.
which makes it just a move to grab. But
because if I walk over to grab it, the movement to get over, the standard to grab it, I wouldn't have anything left to use it.
yeah,
And I'd be in her line of sight. So Vargas is going to just kind of step over here on the other side of the wall against cover, and that's going to be his turn.
All right. Meyanda's up once more. And she's sort of looking down at Kira over there, and she is going to take a couple steps to the south here and fire at Asher again.
Hate this.
That is, let's see, 15 versus touch.
Yeah, touch 14.
Alright, 2, 4, 8 damage. 8 fire. This is another honkin' glob.
That's how I describe it. Okay. He's been better. But he's still fine. Still fine. He's going to, just not that the order of things matters, but he is going to swift action heal himself first. For only 3. And reload rapidly. And fire again. I mean, what use is the sky metal to the dead? He's going to use it now. Deciding on which d20 to roll. Which one felt like it was going to critter. It's this one. It's the only void dice from Dice Envy. It was not the correct one. It is going to be a total of 16 against touch, thanks to the sky metal.
16 against touch is going to hit.
Dope. 5 points of damage.
Alright. She's definitely starting to look pretty rough. She also looks confident. And Brixby, it is your turn once more.
Brixby takes a 10-foot movement to the west to see Vargas, who he has not seen out of combat, like willingly retreat from combat ever before. So he knows that things are extremely dire.
And
so,
yeah, and he looks terrible because he's technically at -3 right now. He's just only up because of this temporary HP that he has for like another 9 minutes.
let's try this here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I rolled a
103.
36 and a 67.
103 points of healing.
103
103 points.
Well, your choice is no effect or normal effect, but hallucinogenic.
Oh, buddy.
What are the side effects of hallucinogenic?
You need to make a fortitude save, and if you fail, you are confused for 2d4 rounds.
I got a
got
plus
decent
7 to fortitude. Give me the low number.
Yeah. It's fine.
All right. Please don't beat me to death with your big long arm after I heal you. Oh, yeah. It helps if I put an R in front of that first.
Well, just as a reminder, what you're rolling is helpful too.
5.
So
You get
that runs out. I'm
5.
still going to be up. That is a 19, so that is 26 on my fortitude save.
Alright, so you saved against the confusion. I'm going to say that Vargas still gets a little bit of a hallucination, and as Brixby injects him with these wonderful, wonderful healing nanites, Vargas just gets this vision. Instead of a rat man standing in front of him, it is a sentient suit of armor, like complete head-to-toe armor with no body inside it, and it just, smashes its forehead into his in sort of a football hype-up thing, and then it disappears, and Vargas no longer feels like he's dying, and he feels like he just saw Gorham giving him a headbutt. So,
Nice.
and now Kira is up.
Okay, Kira doesn't like being ignored, so she's going to move back over to her friend here. Am I gonna be moving through a threatened square if I do that? She's
not. She doesn't have reach.
okay. Cool. So I'll stand here in front of her. She has sword is on the floor still, but she will pull out Lucy and say to this lady, "Stop hurting my friends." And roll. That's a 2. That's a 2. So I'm gonna go 2 and plus various things. 2 plus what? 10. 12 hit. 12 doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's not gonna do the job.
Dice yips. It's just when we're fighting people and I can't roll anything. That's my turn.
All right, Vargas is up.
Vargas is at 6 health right now, but I'm trying to think if I want to get one more heal in and risk Asher being murdered, or if I want to run out and risk me being murdered. Because if she hits you with another 22, that's gonna straight up kill me. Yeah, he's going to go in and get next to Kira, and then he is going to attempt to hit her with a shocking grasp.
I'd like to put I realized that I have a remaining sky medal. I'd like to put it on this roll, please.
Oh no, I got one.
Ah, okay.
I think I actually have 2 because I got one for the horrible arms story, and then I think, unless Sam was joking, that he said we got sky medals for the
Can't take that back.
day after Sandville.
No, you got those sky medals. Maybe
And
I'll
that's
cancel
plus
them because
4,
they seem
right?
to be. Yeah, they're +4.
Yes.
Okay, that is an 18, so +7 +4. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a hit.
Yeah, that is going to hit.
Alright, is she wearing metal armor? Or possibly made of metal?
Is she metal?
She's not technically made of metal, but she is wearing a chain shirt.
Oh no, it's just a bonus to the attack roll, so it's super hits. Never mind, it's not bonus to the damage, it's just the attack roll. 15 points of electricity damage.
15 points of electricity. All
2
right.
6s on that 4d6.
And what about the fist?
I can't do that this turn because I had to
Oh,
move.
yeah. All right. Yeah, she is looking bad.
Really hope she's out of the holy scorch thing that I can't remember the name of because that does a lot of damage.
And we're on to Meyanda's turn once more, and her eyes are kind of wide, and she is leaking weird liquid that you'd think it was blood, but it's the wrong color. And her tattoos start lighting up all along her face and down her arms and down her neck. The pink tattoos glow as bright as a torch all along her skin, and her holy symbol glows in concert with it, and she channels negative energy. I'm going to need everyone to make a will save.
Actually,
Does that make her evil? Because some of smite her so hard.
It does not make her evil. Neutral clerics can channel negative energy if they so choose.
But like, cause she chose.
That's
That's
the
fine.
evil choice.
14 for Brixbow.
Alright, that's a save.
22.
22, that's a save.
And in my first roll of the last several turns above a 5, I have a 17 on the die, plus a 6 or something, so cool.
Alright, that's a save as well. And
Vargas,
how about Vargas?
he also got a 17 on the die plus 6, which I did not realize. I didn't think my will was going to be that great, but I forgot that Magus gives you a +4 to your will saves,
So the good news is all of you saved, but the bad news is you still take 5 negative energy damage from
Thanks to that
blast.
healing, I'm still up.
And she takes a 5-foot step back just to get a little bit of space away from the melee characters. And yeah, she's definitely looking nervous.
Question: when she
Yeah.
does that, would that provoke from me because I have long arm?
It was a 5-foot step.
No, channeling doesn't provoke. either do 5 foot.
Oh yeah, it's a 5-foot step. For some reason, I was thinking doing it actually moving, not 5-footing.
And we are back around to Asher.
And first things first, I'm gonna lay on hands again myself. A little bit better switching dice. I got that 5 back. Only have 1 more of those, but no time like the present. And that was a swifty move action to reload. See, I've only used 1 sky metal this fire. Have I used both?
I think you used 2.
I think so also, actually. Yeah, I used both. Then yes, no sky metal.
Take mine. Take mine. Take mine.
Are you sure, man? Like, my damage is going to be lower than, like, Kira's or Vargas's, potentially.
I haven't hit anything yet. Take it.
I could do a max of 9.
I want you to shoot her. She is a gun, you have a gun, and while I do know that it might not be the most, I have a good feeling about this roll. I want you to put her in the casket.
Thank you. Alright, then it's going to be a mere plus 13 to this roll. 16 on the dice, it's a 29 against touch.
29 will hit.
Take her out.
D8 on the floor. We got it. It's fine. Rolling this D8. 5 on the dice for 6 points of damage.
Alright, she's still up.
Alright, with that, Brixby is going to take now a 10-foot movement back to the east, where his original movement was, grabbing his necklace, much like he did while he was in bed earlier this morning. Although this time it's intentional, and it's used to recall a spell, and he extends that same hand. And for the last time today, shoots a scorching ray. Oh, I rolled a 1.
You hate to see
I rolled a 1. Hey, you gotta go out on a limb. Yeah, that's Brixbo's turn. He sends off yet another wide scorching ray.
Alright.
Does it hit the reactor and explode?
The reactor has been taking a beating. It doesn't look great, but no explosions. And it's Kira's turn.
Okay, real quick. What are the rules for climbing with a weapon? Would I have to sheath that first? I mean, probably, right? Put it in my mouth.
I think you need to have both hands free to climb the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try one more time to hit this spooky android lady. I will move.
Yeah, I think if you stand right here, you can still reach her.
That's the plan. I'm just gonna stand, shift over this way. This time it's just straight up, stop ignoring me. And go again with the Lucerne hammer. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's a 16 plus 10 to hit. Does that work?
Oh, that will hit.
7, 9, 16 points of regular hammer damage.
Yes. And Meyanda crumples to the ground, unconscious and dying. And I'm going to bed.
How? How are you going to bed? Like, my heart rate has been at 98 all day.
Sleep like a baby. She's a jam.
Now, her health isn't going to be ticking down while you're sleeping, right? Like, we can stabilize her next episode.
It is. She's bleeding out now, and while we're talking.
No, Asher has one last lay on hand.
From Meyanda Doubt? All right. Good night, Sam.
Right, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
It's fine. She's fine.
Odds against the machine. Against the machine.
Pod Against the Machine is property of its creators, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are properties of Paizo Publishing. Please visit them at paizo.com for more information. Theme Against the Machine written and performed by our own Zach. Please consult the show notes for additional music and sound effect licensing information.
Yay. Level 4 clap.
Yeah, we've got it dialed in.
I'm going to say, yeah, that's an end of book 1 clap right there.